Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video dives into one of Hollywood's most convoluted controversies, Blake Lively, a rumored victims list, and multiple lawsuits involving fellow actor Justin Baldoni. Conservative commentator Candace Owens has reportedly leaked or hinted at a list containing names of people who allegedly suffered at Lively's hands. Meanwhile, Blake Lively finds herself in the crosshairs of several legal disputes that threaten her reputation and professional future. The stories are messy, interlinked, and keep unfolding. Let's break down the central points and what they mean for all the parties involved. Candace Owens is no stranger to controversy, often spotlighting high-profile figures in Hollywood or politics. Recently, she suggested she possesses a list revealing potential victims of Blake Lively, people who've supposedly been on the receiving end of the actress's alleged misconduct. We don't have the list itself, and Owens hasn't disclosed exact details. Still, her assertion alone was enough to spark headlines and social media debates, with the public asking, if such a list truly exists, who might be on it? Some speculate the list references long-time rumors about Blake Lively's interactions with co-stars, including her Gossip Girl days. Others suspect it pertains to her current legal battle with Justin Baldoni. No one outside Owens' circle truly knows. Critics note Owens sometimes teases exposés for attention. Her supporters, however, believe she might unearth damaging information on Lively's history. At the heart of this scandal is the legal clash between Blake Lively and actor-director Justin Baldoni over their film It Ends With Us. The novel's popularity brought enormous anticipation to the adaptation. Yet production stalled amid allegations that Baldoni acted inappropriately on set. Lively's complaint suggests Baldoni crossed lines, leading her to feel harassed or demeaned. Baldoni denies these claims, labeling them deliberate attacks designed to ruin his reputation. In response, he filed a defamation countersuit demanding hundreds of millions in damages. He contends that Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively's husband, helped seed damaging press stories. Even more buzzworthy is the mention of Taylor Swift in Baldoni's lawsuit. Swift was allegedly present at a meeting and used as leverage, though she herself is not being sued. Fans have been torn. Some side with Lively's depiction of a hostile environment. Others, however, think Baldoni's track record of advocacy, he has openly championed women's issues, contradicts Lively's allegations. As the lawsuit evolves, we're left to parse conflicting accounts of on-set dynamics. As if the Baldoni drama wasn't complicated enough, crisis management specialist Jed Wallace has also sued Blake Lively for defamation. He claims Lively wrongfully pinned the blame on him for a social media campaign that spread negative stories about her. Lively's camp, meanwhile, dismisses Wallace's suit as opportunistic. The conflicting narratives raise more questions than answers. Did Wallace orchestrate a bot-driven smear effort, or is he being falsely accused? If Lively truly believed he targeted her, why wouldn't she welcome a legal showdown to prove it? It's another layer in an increasingly tangled web, fueling speculation about what's real and what's mere finger-pointing. Long before these lawsuits, there were whispers that Blake Lively might be difficult to work with. An old interview from her Gossip Girl tenure resurfaced, in which she admitted to initially sabotaging Penn Badgley's image among cast members. Lively said she poisoned everyone against him out of concern over his casting. She later changed her view but recounted it openly. Furthermore, an assistant director on A Simple Favor alleged that Lively's harsh conduct on set forced her to quit. According to this AD, Lively's behavior caused tears and frustration, creating a toxic environment. Similarly, an intern named Jamie, working on a press event for Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, claims, Lively complained that Jamie treated her like a fan. Jamie barely interacted with her, yet found herself reprimanded for making Lively uncomfortable. While some see these as isolated events magnified for drama, others believe it indicates a pattern. Maybe Lively just had a series of bad days, or maybe these stories show a star who wields power at will, punishing those who deviate from her preferences. One of the more peculiar allegations in Lively's filing involves a moment when a man reportedly entered her trailer while she was breastfeeding. She frames this as an unsettling boundary violation. Opposing accounts claim she allowed him inside, but asked that he keep his eyes away from her. If so, perhaps it was an innocent mix-up. He saw more than he was supposed to before he could turn around. Why include this incident in a formal complaint? Supporters argue that any intrusion, whether intentional or not, can be traumatizing in a vulnerable moment. Critics say it sounds overblown, fueling speculation that Lively may be padding her legal filings. If it truly distressed her, was it part of a broader pattern or just a single misunderstanding? The truth likely depends on how each party describes that interaction. A notable aspect of this saga is Taylor Swift's silence. Swift and Lively have been close friends for years. Typically, Swift is outspoken. She often defends her friends publicly. In the past, she's never hesitated to call out wrongdoing or lend vocal support. Yet here, she's said nothing. Some wonder if Swift doubts the validity of Lively's claims. Others suspect she's staying quiet to avoid legal complications, especially after being named in Baldoni's court documents. Swift is famously protective of her brand, so maybe her team advised her not to engage. Whatever the reason, her silence is conspicuous, especially given the gravity of Lively's allegations. Swift's fans are left guessing whether she's privately supporting Lively or distancing herself from a dubious case. While Swift's stance is unclear, actress Jenny Slate has apparently offered support for Blake Lively. The details are vague, but Slate's endorsement suggests not everyone in Hollywood is against Lively. Support can be telling. Celebrities often distance themselves when a scandal seems damning. So, the fact that Slate spoke on Lively's behalf indicates there might be people who genuinely believe her version of events. Of course, a single statement doesn't negate the multiple accusations. It does hint, though, that Hollywood is split. Some see Lively as a victim of a smear campaign, while others see her as a manipulator. The public is left to sift through contradictory accounts, trying to discern how many are credible. For many fans, the starting point of any Blake Lively controversy goes back to Gossip Girl. That show is a cultural touchstone, with Lively's Serena van der Woodsen and Penn Badgley's Dan Humphrey as a central pairing. When Lively openly admitted to trying to turn the cast against Bagley, it seemed like teenage drama. But in hindsight, some interpret it as a sign of potential bullying. Adding to the rumor mill, Leighton Meester and Penn Badgley no longer follow Lively on social media. Friendship drama or just typical drifting apart? The specifics aren't confirmed, but fans love to read meaning into these small signs, especially when bigger lawsuits place Lively's conduct under a microscope. If any cast members saw parallels in how Lively treated them, they may choose to remain silent or unsubtly distance themselves. Much of the discussion centers on motivation. If Blake Lively truly felt harassed by Baldoni, filing a complaint seems justifiable. But if the motive was to sabotage him because of personal or professional conflicts, her stance crumbles. Baldoni's pushback implies he thinks Lively leveraged public sympathy, expecting everyone to rally behind her story. Meanwhile, rumors swirl that Ryan Reynolds tried to harness the couple's PR machinery to paint Baldoni as an abuser. If so, that strategy may have backfired by triggering a legal and media firestorm. Lively's detractors believe she overplayed her hand, while her defenders say she had every right to fight for a safer environment. Candace Owens' rumored list then acts as a wild card. Did Owens gather accounts from people who've had run-ins with Lively across her career? Or is this a publicity tactic leveraging an already heated scandal? Time will tell, but the story has become a perfect storm. Celebrity, alleged harassment, mainstream media coverage, and social media speculation. Looking ahead, multiple lawsuits are now set for hearings or trial dates, with one significant case eyed for March 2026. That gives both sides ample time to strategize, discover new evidence, and possibly settle. In Hollywood, settling often means confidentiality, no public airing of more dirty laundry. Yet with so much publicity already swirling, it may be difficult for either side to quietly back down without losing face. If Justin Baldoni's countersuit gains traction, it could reshape Lively's image. Once known for a polished persona, she could be seen as orchestrating a smear campaign. Conversely, if Lively succeeds in proving Baldoni's wrongdoing, he risks losing credibility as a self-described champion of ethical conduct. Meanwhile, Jed Wallace's defamation case floats in the background, waiting to be heard. Career stakes run high. It Ends With Us was expected to be a blockbuster, but controversies can derail marketing efforts, tarnish star reputations, or deter studios from involvement. Ryan Reynolds has his own thriving career, and if evidence surfaces of any unethical activity on his part, that could spill over into his brand. The same goes for Taylor Swift. If she gets pulled into depositions, it could create friction and overshadow upcoming music releases or tours. So, where does that leave us? Is Blake Lively an embattled actress standing up for herself, or a Hollywood power player manipulating narratives? Are Justin Baldoni's allegations against her factual, or a reaction designed to protect his own image? And what about Candace Owens' mysterious list? Will it ever surface? And does it contain genuine revelations or just more gossip? In these high-profile legal entanglements, the truth can be hard to pin down. Fans on both sides see evidence supporting their favorite star's viewpoint, while skeptics argue we're dealing with an industry skilled at PR spin. The details might never fully come to light if settlements lock up key information. I want to hear your thoughts. Are these lawsuits legitimate attempts at seeking justice, or are we witnessing a game of legal theatrics where each side aims to outmaneuver the other in public perception? Let me know in the comments.